Thank you so much for being here, everyone. This is wonderful to look out and see a crowd because we've done the last 2 years on Zoom. So it's great to just see real people. So I was going to thank Lauren and the Urbana Free Library for always partnering and doing so much work for us. And I think Lauren went upstairs. So we will call her back to the mic and talk a little. She's spread so thin doing everything. So we'll have her come back and talk. But again, thank you. This just warms my heart when this particular event, because it just celebrates our community, the Champaign-Urbana diversity, the fact that we are a welcoming community, and that we can highlight some different immigrants and organizations that bring that richness to our community. So anyway, it's always an exciting, feel-good thing. I wanted to thank Brian back there. He is filming this for CGTV. Because it's such a great event that you can watch it over and over again later, right? So, yeah. Okay, so what else? Who else was I supposed to thank? Let's see. Maybe I'll just officially let the meeting get started with a proclamation. Who the mayors can't be here. I think that there was a conference that they were at or something. But anyway, Will Kiles from the city of Champaign and Councilmember Jaya Colasetti from the city of Urbana are going to do the joint proclamation. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Whereas our cities thrive as a product of our unique capacity to welcome the contributions and spirit of entrepreneurship of all people, regardless of race, gender, creed, or country of origin, and
whereas in this era, we're spending more time apart, it is important to mark the opportunities where we can come together as one community and extend a message of positivity and
whereas immigrants make up 12.3% of the population of Champaign County, Illinois, comprising a large and growing share of our local economy and contributing greatly to the cultural richness of our local landscape, and
whereas the University of Illinois brings us unique opportunities to engage with residents from around the world, with thousands of students hailing from more than 100 countries, and
whereas the cities of Champaign and Urbana are committed to work together with immigrant families to develop a welcoming community that leverages the full potential of all who live here, capitalizing on diverse perspectives, cultures, and talents for knowledge, creativity, and innovation to thrive, and
whereas we join with the welcoming Champaign County Collaborative to encourage the citizens of the cities of Champaign and Urbana to recognize the importance of working together in order to create and support a strong, secure, and successful places to live, work, and play. Now, therefore, we, Deborah Frank Finan, Mayor of the City of Champaign, and
on behalf of Diane Wolf-Marlin, Mayor of the City of Urbana, Illinois, do proclaim September 9th
through 18th, 2022 as Welcoming Weeks in the cities of Champaign and Urbana, Illinois.
Thank you for those proclamations. I think this mic was at my height because I'm the shortest one here, so let me make it work for me. Ricardo, you want to give some further introductions?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. We're seeing each other after COVID, and it's so good. We know that some people didn't make it through, and we are still hoping that we do, but it is a joyous occasion that we get together. Our president, Mr. Garza, is he's at work, having to do what we do all at work. We changed it to the morning to see what we could do to adjust the hectic events of Welcoming Week and trying to reach you guys before your family also takes you away. But it's beautiful. If you'll notice in the program, we're being hosted by the library again, and the many people and our organizations that drive both and provide a place to channel the energy to help, but the sponsoring that goes on the library, the musicians, the city of Champaign providing the food upstairs, immigration services. There is just a lot of effort that comes to fruition so that we can make sure that we, once a year, pick out a few people. And so I just want to thank every one of you that has a motion, a gear. It's like a clock that moves, and we sometimes don't move quite in the same rotation, but we make it. And I just want to thank you very much for that, because the winners deserve it. It is a pleasure to have you here, and a pleasure to join in this, because it's really at least for me, it's an emotional day. So thank you for coming.
Well, welcome to the Welcoming Awards. Welcome to people who are here and who will be watching this on video. My name is Charlotte Alvarez. I'm the Executive Director of the Immigration Project. I'll be one of the MCs for this morning meeting. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. And I was reflecting as we see buses of immigrants move from Texas up through the rest of the nation, how lucky we are to have supportive mayors and supportive governors and some supportive community. Amen. I mean, how amazing is this? And all the work that you guys are doing and that our award recipients are doing make us a community and a place where if someone comes, at the drop of a hat and they arrive in our community, they will be welcomed and they will have the support and resources they need. And that's a rare thing, and we all need to celebrate it. So thank you. So let's celebrate some people today. You're all ready? Good. We're going to start out with our first award winner, who I think as we go, if each award winner can come up and then stand next to us and be recognized. We've had this on Zoom for a while, so we'll try to figure out how to interact as 3D people and make this ceremony work. But we're going to start with the Student Leadership Award winner. So if Ishita Tharp can come up and stand next to me here to be recognized. So our Student Leadership Award is for a student who has really taken on immigration and made it a part of their life and work as a student. Usually, our students are focused on school and learning and all of those things, and to take the time and effort to really do the work to be recognized for working with immigrants in the community just means that they're just an exceptional student, and the seed of greatness is there. We're excited to see what happens next. Ishita Tharp is a doctoral student in the art education at the School of Art and Design at University of Illinois, and works full-time as an education coordinator at the Cranor Art Museum. From India, she's an artist, designer, and art educator, and also an immigrant. In 2020, she received a master's in art education from the School of Art Institute in Chicago. And then last year, she designed a virtual tour, This Is My America, to explore themes of immigration and migration in America, and is her contribution to the Welcoming Week through the Cranor Art Museum. The interactive exhibit featured immigrant artists exploring what it means to be at home. This year, Long Distance Love is her choice for a virtual tour for Welcoming Week 2022. And it reflects immigrants whose loved ones are in other countries. She works with a variety of ages and has both solo and collaborative exhibits in India, Chicago, and Urbana, Champaign. Sounds quite busy. Philosophically, she likes to use a variety of programs to engage students, including art, imagination, play, research, reflection, bicycles, to communicate about migration, discrimination, racism, to educate, tell stories, and bring about social transformation. Really, art is how you catch the soul and the hearts and not just the minds of our students and young folks. So congratulations so much for winning this Student Leadership Award.
Hi, everyone. It's lovely to see you all. It's lovely to see folks from the museum who are here, who are my colleagues. I only moved to Champaign in March, so I'm still new to this community. Yeah, I'm just excited to be here and work with you all. Thank you.
And in the spirit of collaboration, we have some co-MCs tonight. So I'd like to introduce our other MC, the Executive Director of the University YMCA.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jim Hinterlong, and I'm the relatively new Executive Director of the University YMCA. My history with the organization goes back nearly 35 years, and it really set my life's journey on a course to take a deep interest in forming and forging community wherever I can find it and be a part of it and contribute to it that is fully inclusive and welcoming. And that's really what has been the magic of the University YMCA over 150 years in this community. And throughout that 150 years, our ability to provide an open door and an invitation and an opportunity to support the dreams and hopes of students and faculty and community members, including those who are foreign born, and seeing that as a central part of our mission is part of the reason why I think our organization has thrived for 150 years. As part of that work, most recently, many of you are familiar with the new Immigrant Welcome Center, and you'll hear more about that as we go throughout the day. But that was the work that really set me on my life's journey and brought me back here about a year and a half ago. So it's my pleasure today to present 3 awards, and the first of which is for one of our business partners and leaders in this community, FlexingGate. And I'd like to invite Anastasia Lloyd, who's the Director of Human Resources, to join me up here, please. Welcome. FlexingGate's a pretty remarkable company, but before I talk about why FlexingGate is such a leader in this community, I'd like to share with you a quote, one of my favorite quotes about the importance of work. And so it begins like this: "A pitcher cries for water and a person for work that matters." I think it's easy to think of work as something that is simply a way to pay the bills. But is the engagement of work and the use of one's talents and being treated with respect and dignity where you work and in the work that you do that brings great purpose and fulfillment to people's lives. And it's easy to take that for granted and to think that that should be easy. So I'd like all of us to think back to the very first job you ever had and how awkward that felt and how difficult it was to find your place, even if you thought you knew you were where you belonged. Now imagine taking yourself to another country where perhaps you don't even speak the language or understand the culture, and try to find an employer who understands both that part of your experience and is willing to tap into your potential. And FlexingGate in this community, and as a global leader in the automotive industry, has really served as a leader in establishing that kind of relationship with its employees. Now, that comes through outstanding management team with people like Anastasia and her colleagues who on the day-to-day basis really think about how do we make this a great place to work for everyone. But FlexingGate is actually owned by Shahid Khan, who is an immigrant himself from Pakistan, and I would note, spent his very first night here in Champaign-Urbana at the University YMCA. He then went on to graduate. He purchased FlexingGate in 1980 with some of his own resources and help from others, and grew it into a global company that is one of the leaders in the industry. And he's used those resources to advance the lives of people, especially those in this community, particularly members of the Congolese community here, among others. FlexingGate is invested in providing educational opportunities and training opportunities to individuals who come and work with the company. They're committed to strengthening the community as a whole and understanding that that makes Champaign-Urbana a better place for us all. And so Anastasia, on behalf of the Immigration Forum, I'd like to present to FlexingGate and your colleagues this year the Business Leadership Award.
Thank you. What a nice introduction. Very unexpected. But definitely on behalf of Flexigate, I'm overwhelmed with so much gratitude to be part of this community. So rich in diversity and really dedicated to helping people, learn more and become more accustomed in this community. I really want to spend some time to really thank some partners, because there was an incredible amount of collaboration to be able to bring people in at the level that we did. So we had the Refugee Center, who was incredibly involved in this from day one. They let us come in and talk to the gentlemen about some opportunities with Flexingate. They gave us, we did a tour over at our facility. They did all the new hire paperwork for all the new people and got all the documents. It's very difficult to get even the documentation together. They provided housing support and extra services. And then, of course, we all start, new people working in February during the snow and the ice. We had people coming with just, shirts and no jackets. So it was a very difficult time. And then we had certain people like John Muirhead, who made sure that people were getting to work at 11 p.m. or getting back from work at 11 p.m. to home. We had tons of people and the staff over at the Refugee Center helping. They were driving people around in the middle of the day. And it was amazing how it just impacted, us at Flexingate. So I think people didn't realize when we brought people in what a difference it would make, because we had employees on the floor doing like drives and getting people coats and clothing and providing toiletries, just things you wouldn't think people would normally need. But we really grew and we learned a lot, and it's really, I think, really impacted us in a level we didn't expect, because we've had the Congolese for the last probably 20 years, so we just kind of forgot how different it was to people to come in and learn and get acclimated in this community. And it's amazing. I look at the people that came into my doors day one and where they are now, and it's just incredible, the changes. I see the confidence, the way they stand up straighter, and I look in their eyes and just like they've learned so much and they've figured out how to get acclimated in this community, and it's just incredible to really watch. So I'm just very thankful to be here, thankful to be in this community with so many innovative and so many people dedicated to providing resources like this, and I just thank you all.
Thank you for that. Next, we're going to move on to our Community Impact Awards. The Immigration Project is a lucky previous recipient of the Community Impact Award, and we were honored at that time and still honored by that award and to be in such illustrious company. We've had a long relationship with the New American Welcoming Center, our award recipient this year. So I'd like to invite representatives from the New American Welcome Center come up, and we'll talk more about this. So the community, we have two winners of the Community Impact Award today, and there's so many different really wonderful organizations and individuals and community partners who are making Champaign-Urbana the welcoming place it is. But New Americans Welcoming Center, NOC, has really become a huge leader in that space. We've started working with NOC, 9 years ago maybe, with DACA workshops, and the amazing growth and that has happened there, and the programming that's happening there, and the impact that's happening at NOC has just been remarkable to watch, and it just keeps on transforming and becoming better and better. So I think it's just remarkable to see. The New American Welcoming Center is part of the University YMCA, and as Jim said, really the ability of the YMCA to recognize that the need for the connection to immigrant community and looking inside and outside of the university setting is just really remarkable. The NOC began in 2017 as part of the Welcome America campaign to ensure that communities with many immigrants not only helped their immigrants, but truly made them welcome as well. The University YMCA has launched several initiatives for the benefit of immigrants in Champaign-Urbana. So having a banner under NOC has really been a great way to focus that need. The first things they did was create a shiny, beautiful report of the immigrant community that really opened eyes and was a focus for what needed to happen next. And it was really a great snapshot of what the immigrant community looked like, helped all of us who work with immigrants in the area see what services were needed and what populations were really here to be able to address those needs and to address the kind of the pulling in, the welcoming as well, beyond just needs, and see the strengths of that community as well. There's also been an expansion of their legal team, which as an immigration attorney, I love to see. I'm very excited about their legal team, which is doing amazing work as they've gotten Department of Justice recognition and then accredited representatives who are providing really much needed legal services. During COVID-19, NOC provided information in multiple languages to immigrant communities, and we're really on the front lines of making sure that to try to reduce the impacts to COVID-19 to immigrant communities who were really our frontline workers through the pandemic. They also operate La Linea, a helpline for all, and have the yearly Immigrant Welcoming Week, which has so many activities. Really every other city in the state is kind of jealously looking at Champaign, like how do we get that? And it's really the work of NOC putting that all together. In 2021, they launched the Champaign County Welcoming Plan, which provides a framework for where we go next in expanding on our welcoming work. So just a remarkable amount of energy and enthusiasm and support from everyone at NOC, making this place a better place to live for all. So congratulations to New American Welcoming Center for this.
Hi everyone, I'll just be brief and speak quickly, and thank you. So I want to first just thank the library for every year creating such a wonderful and hospitable space, not only during Welcoming Week, not only during the Welcome Awards, but just throughout the calendar year, always making sure that this is a place where newcomers and immigrants, no matter how long they've been here, feel like a part of the community and have access to the resources that they need. If you're in this room right now, it's because you are in some way involved and enveloped in the work of welcoming and in the work of belonging, and so you're part of the work that we do, and we're locking arms with you on a daily basis, and so we want to really thank you for that. I also want to say thank you to just a few particular entities in the community that help mobilize resources to make that shiny report happen. So the Community Foundation, United Way, the Economic Development Corporation, the City of Champaign, the City of Urbana, the U of I, and also Tony Khan. They really helped us get the train rolling, helped us understand what was happening in the community and how we could mobilize and catalyze more integrated response efforts across the community, and also to our partners in the work on a daily basis, because we have over 25,000 immigrants in our community. No matter how long they've been here, they're still looking for different sorts of economic, educational opportunities for their children, etc. And so it's such a privilege and joy for us to work each and every day with the Immigration Project, with ISCU, with Pishan Knob, with Solidarity Sundays, with Bend the Arc, with Three Spinners in the past, and also, of course, the Refugee Center, Immigration Forum, and the Public Health District. I'm sorry if I missed anyone, but it's a really big team project, as I hope you understand, and so we're really, really grateful. Some of our staff and interns are here today, and so we thank you for this acknowledgement and this honor. Thank you.
Reference was given there to the Champaign County Welcoming Plan. And this is a reminder that our community has a certain geography to it, and we have an award to provide this afternoon to a leader in our community who has helped to bring the entire county's focus and attention to the needs of and to ensure that resources go toward those needs, and that is of the immigrant community and the foreign-born community, and that is the Champaign County Board. And I understand Mr. Summers is here and perhaps some other members of the board, and so I'd welcome your presence up front. One of the things that we focus on when we work with the foreign-born and the immigrant community is, of course, making people feel that they can contribute as citizens and members of the community, and active citizenship takes many forms. And when you put yourself forward to be elected to a body like the county board, you realize you really are committing yourself to a kind of public service that is really vital to the quality of life that we all enjoy. And then when you turn your attention to where that quality of life may not be as robust or as strong as we might wish for other members in certain segments of the community, that is where you are doing and honoring the public trust that's placed in you. So the Champaign County Board has not only been a partner in the work that has happened around the Welcoming Plan and many initiatives to benefit the immigrant community, but we often say, right, put your money where your mouth is. And when the American Rescue Plan funding was announced, the Champaign County Board opened up a series of dialogues and listening sessions with the broader community to invite people from across Champaign County to share ideas of what would make a difference to quality of life here. And after listening and really learning from members of the community, the Champaign County Board decided to commit at least $250,000 to work around language access and mental health services targeting or specifically focused on members of the foreign-born immigrant community. And we've already talked a little bit about how difficult that transition can be. And I would again echo something Charlotte said earlier. When you see people who look like you being treated as a commodity and bussed across state lines or flown to other locations because you're considered undesirable or a threat to life in the community, it is just wonderful to have a county board that has decided here to take a very different approach. And so on behalf of everyone who works here, we have somebody else who needs to come up front. So on behalf of all of us who believe strongly that it takes strong government involvement in a public-private partnership to make initiatives work, and especially to make this community a welcoming one for all individuals, I'd like to present this year's Community Impact Award to the Champaign County Board.
Thank you. I'm going to try to be brief because I don't have any prepared statements and I don't want to get myself in trouble. Thanks for giving us this honor, and thank you to the organizations that we worked with to get this going. I know it's really hard to collaborate, and I'm really impressed that the groups are able to come together and work together to make this happen. At the end of the day, all we're doing is cutting a check. You guys are doing the real work, working with these populations and a lot of the struggles that come from that. And I also want to acknowledge somebody who couldn't be here, Stephanie Furtado, who is the finance director, or finance chair for the county board. She is the smartest person I know, one of the most hardest working people I know, and is just completely driven by social justice. And she put this together, and I don't know if we would have been able to accomplish this without her. Thank you.
Maybe around the sign. Okay. So we can get
Well, we're getting some great pictures. I just want to echo a lot of that. Working in the community, we have really been discussing the challenge of Kahnawal access and interpretation for a long time. And it has always been a dream of ours to have more interpreters and have immigrants learn and become interpreters and to be able to make those connections in our community. And the Champaign County Board made it happen in a reality, and we had our first cohort of people who went through a training to become certified Kahnawal interpreters. Everything goes through language, and language access is just an essential first step to get all of the other connections to happen. So really exciting work to having a partnership with the county board. There's no real celebration without some music, so we're going to listen to some music next. Ricardo, are you going to introduce? Carolyn. Okay, great. Carolyn is going to introduce our musical intermission.
So next, we have the privilege of hearing Iranian music. The band Mirage Ensemble will be playing for us throughout the intermission. They are all Iranian, and they are all in our community, and I think it'll be a treat. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and their instruments. Just give a big welcome to Mirage Ensemble.
No, Shakira auditioned for today's performance, but she didn't quite cut it. You know, they made it. So I got so emotional at the beginning that I forgot what my part was, and so I need to recuperate a little bit. Today's events are sponsored, obviously, by the Immigration Forum. And I was thinking, you know, we're down to bare bones, you know, members of the board doing all the parts. And then I realized, wait a minute, we are Immigration Forum. Ben, we have, you know, Jack, we have been around now for 12 years.
Longer than you want to say.
Yeah. Well, as people, but the forum was formed about 12 years ago in reaction of, we want positivity. We want to do something that feels good, not just, you know, all this. So I am very thankful and very happy to be part of the Immigration Forum. If you don't know about us, I'm passing these out. Tuesdays at 5, second Tuesdays at 5 is when we meet. And we, over time, have narrowed ourselves to almost only advocacy because the Refugee Center, you know, the Immigration Project, NOC, Pishankanop, the other groups have taken up the services, the actions that matter on the day-to-day. You know, immigration services, you know, we need mattresses, call Ben, they'll get them. You know, oh shoot, they need the paperwork done, boom. And we have people to funnel, and it's so beautiful to do that. But on Tuesday, second Tuesdays at 5 is when we discuss the policy part and what are we going to do next. Because the buses are coming. We just had one on Tuesday, and it's probably a matter of time before those crazy governors start shipping to anybody who said they're sanctuary. And we are sanctuary. And so we're gearing up for that, right? On Thursday, yes. That's the kind of people we are. This place has that energy, that will, and we're acting on it. So it's beautiful. You know what? Send us the buses. We know what to do with people. I'm passing these out, and I'm also asking you, we need the visibility out there for those people that aren't quite convinced, because if a bus comes, there will be some kind of backlash from some people. And we know they're the minority, but we need to project the right message on that. So that's my number one, and I'm starting here. And then go ahead and pass to your neighbor, and I'll start on this side. I've got two other things to do, and the first one was, they've already so graciously done it, but I have to tell you, to MC this event is a pleasure of seeking where we're going to have the balance. And obviously today we picked the right two people. So first a hand, and let me tell you a little bit about them. I serve as a member of the board, actually as chair of the board of the Immigration Project, so I know Charlotte, and I know when she came into the Immigration Project, and the way she just has taken up the reins. We used to be maybe $300,000, $400,000.
Like 4 people.
Yeah, and 4 people, and now it's a $2 million organization trying to provide not only the legal services, but from Loop, Bloomington, Normals, Springfield, provide the direct services that we're doing in the others as a welcoming center too over there. So Charlotte has overseen, I guess that is the word. She has cultivated the growth of the Immigration Project. No discussion as to could we have a better leader at the Immigration Project. The lawyers that do it for as little as possible when it comes to salary and you know how much people are charged. It's the Immigration Project, and I love them. And we, you know, they'll have a fundraiser in October.
Yes, it's on October. Check out our website. Find our fundraiser.
Immigration Project, it really does deserve, because we all use them. And I hardly ever take credit, but I want to take a credit that I think that I deserve, because back when we were looking for an executive director of the Y, of the University Y, Mike was leaving, tears, and all that, and we needed somebody who could take us to the next level. And so there was more involved than probably the president. Certainly more than the last president audition, We went through a whole process of self-examination. What do we need? And what is the ideal person? And then we had 3 finalists, and we assigned each other who's going to check the references and build up the story on this person. And I ended up with Jim's references. And so I called up Virginia, I called up, I don't even know, but there was a lot of places around. You know, he's a professor of social work. Charlotte from Alabama, but she's really from Indiana, and that's what's interesting, because your accent confuses me. But she's really from next door, but she's gone all over. Harvard graduate and serving. But Jim was also, like, he was in Taiwan, and we were hiring him. And so it was a big deal for us to have a person that knew the why from inside out. He served on the board of trustees, you know, and I didn't even know him. He was just in the shadow doing the work for the why from over there, and then he wanted to come here, and he put his name out. And I researched him at the time, and so then when we were in the meeting, I defended Jim. You know, everybody had their candidate, I defended Jim. I knew the most about Jim because I called everybody and they said Jim. So I said Jim, and Jim is here, and I think I won that day because I defended him. So thank you, Jim. And lastly, as my PSA, there are plenty of events going on. Welcoming Week has been going on. There are the Crowned, you know, thank you very much. Everybody that puts on events that is welcoming and make it. This table has some of those events. The League of Women Voters is out there, not missing any opportunity. How do they have so many volunteers that they always cover events? I don't know, but they're beautiful and they deserve attention, and thank you. And thank you for just being part of today. The lunch is up there ready for us. We bought exactly for the number of people that are here. So you need to go eat your share when this is done. So thank you, MCs, and thank you, everybody.
Well, at the risk of making this a bit of a love fest, I think no one loves me more than my mom, and now evidently Ricardo. But I think Ricardo is just such a leader in this community, and thank you, Ricardo. We have two final awards this afternoon, and I have the pleasure of introducing the first. I want to say a little bit of background about the importance of this award. So this is the Immigrant Leadership Award. And if we think about what it means to be a supportive community, it's oftentimes that we frame the work that we do as meeting people's needs, and I think that is really important. But one of those needs is to celebrate and make visible the outstanding contributions and work of individuals, because so much of that work can go unheralded and unnoticed. And our Immigrant Leadership Award today is being presented to Mateo Sebastian. And I know Mateo is on the way here. I don't know if he has made it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm on the chat line.
He's on the chat line, and I will speak slowly so you can put everything through to him. The good news is if you were trying to communicate with Mateo, you could do it in 3 languages. You could do it in Spanish, you could do it in English, and you could do it in Gunkabal. And I don't say that well. It's not a language I'm familiar with, but it's a language that's very important to a segment of the community here who are from Guatemala, who are Mayan, and it is an intimate and integral part of their identity and their culture. So when we talk about Mateo's immense contributions in this community, having come to the States just in 2016, what's important to remember is how central language is to our lives and how important it is to be able to speak and to be understood. Because without the opportunity to be understood in your own words and in your own voice, it makes it very difficult for you to have the kind of autonomy and independence and to make the kind of contributions you're capable of.
And so he's out there in a gig in language brokering, but he'll be here for upstairs.
He will be here at lunch, and so you should, another reason to eat and take your time, so you will meet him. So Mateo has been in this community and has really put himself forward as one of just a handful of individuals who is able to do this translation work. But that translation work is really about meaning making and meaning sharing. So he has positioned himself as a resource to the community on behalf of parents and their children within the school system, adult learners who are on the path to citizenship, individuals who are facing, which none of us like to do, the court system, who are trying to navigate the structures of American society that can be so complicated even for those of us who think and speak in English, and the system is really jerry-rigged in our favor. The system is here for people who speak English as a primary language. So Mateo has served as a resource in those important ways. So when I thought about the contributions that Mateo is making to the current community in this role that he has taken on, he has a radio show that he does each week to talk about the Mayan culture, this language and its importance. He is a bridge builder. He is someone who sees language and transportation and relationships as a way to strengthen the bonds that we feel with each other. And if he were here right now, instead of just meeting you at lunch, I would welcome Mateo up and I would say, let us please recognize Mateo Sebastian as this year's Immigrant Leadership Award winner.
At the Immigration Project, talking about that connection and understanding, a lot of what we do is listen to people's stories and listen to people's histories and then figure out how to take that whole life and then push it through the pigeonholes of the immigration system and get out the other side, hopefully a little whole. And Mateo makes that work for our Guatemalan clients. He's an amazing individual, so I'm glad he's joining us for lunch. Our last award today is a special award that has a really special place in the heart of a lot of the people here in Champaign-Urbana. So Lisa, are you going to talk a little bit about the award?
Thank you. I'm caught a little bit off guard here, but our last award is the Claire Zoke Distinguished Service Award, and I so wish that Claire could be with us. As so many of you know, she was a huge part of our community as far as any social justice issues went, but immigration justice was a big part of her life. She was on the immigration, she was on our board. I'm happy to say, she received this award in her honor before she passed on, and COVID took her from us, but we still celebrate this to very worthy individuals again this year. We have someone that I think really does show that kind of dedication and passion that she had. Claire was small in stature, but she was huge in what she believed in, her smile, her warmth. She was just an amazing woman. So the next award is in her honor to someone that we think really exemplifies some of those qualities and being another warrior for justice.
You know, COVID took so much from so many people in our community, and really, we all know it disproportionately impacted communities of color and our immigrant communities and the most vulnerable among us. So I think that this award, while intended to honor Claire, also honors the fact that, you know, we have gone through so much together, and that link between social justice and fighting for the vulnerable among us continues to be something that resonates with all of us in this work. Our award winner for the Claire Zoke Award definitely is deserving. She's been nominated and turned down, I think, or been nominated several times. And this year's award winner is Gloria. You want to come on up? I think a lot of you, most of y'all, and yes, I am a Hoosier, but I've adopted the y'all as the vosotros of English, and I'm sticking to it. Most of y'all know Gloria Again's work. It's pretty hard to work in immigrant justice and social justice and not know of Gloria. She's been the director of the NOC, the New American Welcome Center, since May 2017. We've worked very closely together, and I will echo and agree with every single comment of her nominators. There's just so many amazing descriptors that have gone, adjectives to describe her. Highly efficient, instructive, thoughtful, encouraging, goal-oriented, dedicated. She has really transformed and made NOC what it is and has displayed incredible leadership. One of her nominators said that she has, as a NOC director, her leadership has been unparalleled by any other leader in our community. And she's just done amazing work. She's worked on the 2020 census. We've all had other issues come up, but the fight over the census and access to the census was an important one, and getting people counted and recognized is so essential for all the other services and connections that we provide. She's also been part of the report we talked about of making sure that we understand and are connected to all of our immigrant communities. La Linea provides bilingual services and connections and access that is so desperately needed. And also, seeing the need for legal services, she became a Department of Justice accredited representative to be able to provide direct immigration legal services and really champion an immigration department at NOC that has done great things and provided really security through access to justice through their Pathway to Citizenship and Immigration Legal Services programming. Gloria strives to make tangible, realizable progress towards making a better future for immigrants. She doesn't just talk the walk, she doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk and plans the path, and really is targeted and goal-driven in order to get to success and welcoming and really make impact, which is just amazing to see. She's done so with great compassion and strength and integrity in her work. And she makes sure to keep us all positive and make sure that we're going beyond services and needs talk to really connection and welcoming and celebrating through works like the Welcoming Week and all the good things we see, and uplift and connect our community, not just talk about services and needs. She celebrates and yet still continues the fight towards immigrant justice and real transformation of our society. So we're very excited to recognize our award winner this year, Gloria Yen.
Everyone, thank you so much. I want to spend this time just sharing some shout outs to people who have made the work possible and who have shaped and formed me personally and formed the work that we do together. So, of course, have to start out with a special thank you to the team at the Y, to Jim and Ann and Mark and John and Roger and Kevin for making the work we do possible on a daily basis, from the nitty-gritty to all sorts of different levels. I want to thank the Y for being our home and being a constant support for our work. I also want to give a very special shout out to both the former and a current colleague, Akuya Forkua Sekire, and also Casey Umland for teaching me about allyship and solidarity. I also want to thank some of our community's League of Legends for really showing me the ropes when I first started in this work, to An Ha-Ho, to Lucio Maldonado, to Megan Flowers, to Christine Howe, to Matt Cunning, and to Kathy Magnatis. You really taught me a lot about what you love so much about our community and why the work of a long arc toward justice truly matters. And you took the time to teach me and to mentor me and to support me, and I really appreciate that. Also, of course, want to thank my OGs, Ricardo Diaz and Mike Doyle. Thank you for the vision that you've had for this work, for laying a really solid foundation for it, for your faith in me, and for passing the baton along. And of course, this award is truly a reflection of the work and the heart of the entire New American Welcome Center team, some of whom are here with us today. It's a privilege to be your leader, and I'm honored by the trust that you have. And a lot of times I think the work that we get shout outs about in the community is really a reflection of the really hard work you put in on a daily basis, and you deserve to be recognized and named. So if everyone will indulge me. To the outreach team, to Belinda, Yasmin, June, and Guy, all of our community navigators. Thank you for leading our community response efforts in the Latino, Francophone, and AAPI communities. The way that you are strengthening communities, equipping new leaders, and supporting youth is really beautiful. One of the moments that I will have in my mind forever is last night at El Grito de Independencia at Maiz, and just seeing that, the work that we do is not only equipping and investing in the future of immigrant leaders, but it's creating spaces where there's joy in your identity and in the richness of what you brought here into our community. So I'm really thankful for the work that you lead on a daily basis. To Erica, Amy, Maritza, Paul, and Norma on our legal team, your advocacy and trauma-informed approach make a daily difference for people pursuing humanitarian relief, family reunification, and a brighter future in the United States. To the helpline team, to Jess and to Lali, to Armenia, and also to Melissa. The work that you do is constantly some of the hardest work that we do, constantly on the front lines. You never know what the call, the text, the email, what have you is going to be, who's going to show up in the building of the Y. But your problem solving, quick thinking, and sustained advocacy are a gift to community members every day. To our grants team, Hui Ching, Xin Yao, and Marguerite, thank you so much for your painstaking attention to detail, for reminding us that we can dream about different possibilities for sustainability, your appetite for learning and teaching, your lighthearted banter, and your delicious snacks always. To my persisters, one of whom is here today, and two of who are with us in spirit, Feiruz Abu Ghazaleh, Zoe Foote, and Justa Rees, for providing safe harbor in all the ups and downs, for your fierce commitment to the work, your steadfast leadership, and your counsel. And I really want to take some time, because I have it, I'm still at the mic, to recognize Jess. So from the day you first started as an MSW intern to your tenure as an AmeriCorps Vista and now our Director of Programs, you have been steadfast, clear-eyed, compassionate. I could list off all of the work and that you do, all the projects and programs that you lead, but I really want to spend some time just to celebrate the way that you nurture and tend to relationships with sincerity and with care. The evidence is everywhere in our team culture, in our internship program, in the Community Alliance, and of course, Welcoming Week, which is always a joyful culmination of a very long labor. So thank you so much to all the people today. I don't see Kevin. I know he was coming, so I'm just going to close with thanking my greatest champion, my cheerleader, best friend, and my partner in all things, my husband, Kevin Wallington. He is the reason that I can get up in the morning and I can walk to work. It's the reason that sometimes I have food in front of me. And I just want to especially thank him for challenging me to introspection, for inviting me into rest, for keeping me in good humor, reminding me that I am not what I do, and for all of the love and the sacrifice that he puts into our marriage on a daily basis. So, thanks.
We have one more moment of good fortune, and Gloria, we're so proud of you, and she's just a wonderful colleague. Mateo has made it here with his family. So Mateo, I'd like to invite you to come up. So Mateo, I said many wonderful things about your work already, and we tried to celebrate your many contributions to the community, from language and translation to families. And I wanted to just say that we are so proud to give you this year's Immigrant Leadership Award, and if you would like to say a few words.
All right, thank you. Hello, good. I think it's good. It's morning or it's afternoon. I didn't check my time. Sorry, I just we have another activity with families. We was working with families. Then I just received a phone call. Hey, are you coming? Oh, sorry. Can you please hold? Because I'm doing. Okay. So then we was hurry everybody. I invite my friends who bring me here. Then I just told them, hey, take me because we are ready to go. Then thank you for your time for being here, and thank you for the award thank you for the community for nominated me, and I'm so happy to see because hijo al Dios by comunidad. Hijo al Dios by comunidad sin sigla I ashka hun marcel chi alon el anhobal. Yusan tolayo kaitila hijo al Dios by más el familia by más el animation aun apoyar aun kaiti. Thank you to our community for looking for someone. Thank you for everything. I'm so happy to be here with all of the person. Thank you so much. And when was my first day on Champaign, I came from California since 2019, and I get here with I was lost, like where I'm going, because we don't have any car. Where I'm going. I want to go to the store. I want to go to play football. I want to go everywhere. So I don't know nobody. I don't know nobody. So I just look at it on my map. Oh, where is the library? Where is the train station? So I was looking for it on my map, and that's how I was going everywhere on the bus, on the train, it's more easily for me. Then when I go to the clinic, I just go on the bus, and because when we get here, we don't know where to go. Then when I go mostly at the clinic, and I start asking for my appointment. So I start there, and I see a lot of people, a lot of person who need translation, and I was, do you need help? It look like you came from my country. I was like, they using el corte, el corte we peel from Guatemala. Oh wow, I'm happy. This is the first person I seen wearing we peel. Then I start like, do you need help? Yes, I need help. Can you translate for me? Yes, sure. I speak Canjobal. I'm happy. I'm happy to see you today. Okay. Then I was helping. It's easy communication. If you speak a language, then another person or the community speak that language, it's more easily. Because I know some person of the community, they don't speak Spanish, so they will stand there, and we need help. They will understand. They will look at your face when you speak Spanish and see. Then okay, can you sign this paper? Oh yes, see. They signing on it, but they don't know what happening. Then if they go into the hospital, they're gonna explain in Spanish. Vas a tener una cirugía. You're gonna have a surgery. Oh, sí. All right. So we don't know. So that's why it's more important to have an interpreter. So that way, an interpreter can be there and can explain everything. Because we don't know if you go to the hospital and we need Canjobal one. That's why it's most important. Every language, French, Canjobal, or Gujarati. There is a family that contacted me at the school. I need interpreter from Gujarati. What's that? It's a language. Okay, then we have to look for an interpreter. So it's most important to give this information to the parents or to the family. That's why when I was here, I was so happy. Then after that, what is your number? What is your number? that family was there from Guatemala. What is your number? We have another one who speak Canjoval. Really? So let's make friends more. Let's make friends then. And because that's my first day here, and I want to like know Champaign. I want to go to a park. But then after that, they spreading out my information. Then they call me, hey, can you do me a favor? Let's go to I know there is a warehouse. They just say, let's go to the basura. Because there they are like, they do like trash cans. They pack trash can and and where is la basura at? And they let's just walk because we don't have transportation. Let's walk and, okay. So we went there and the manager there just told me this warehouse is for work. This warehouse is for work, and we're gonna. And that person was looking for work. Then okay, so it's too hard. Like when you see a bunch of paper or application, it's too hard to translate. But I'm tried in Canjoval, so we translate with them in Canjoval. We try, then they understand well, and they gonna start working tomorrow. And they're gonna start working tomorrow, and everything is working out. And that's how we work. And I'm here. I'm so happy to be here. And I wish the community is growing up more with translation, with services, and I want them to be happy too. I want them to be more with connection, with communication. And thank you everybody for being here.
I think Mateo's story shows us that if you just start out with, a pebble, where you do a little thing, you do what can you do, where are your strengths and talents, and how can you help your neighbor and the person sitting beside you feel welcomed and supported and listened to and cared for. And then we put that all together, and it builds and builds and builds. And then Mateo just can't get a rest anymore. It builds into something bigger than the person and builds into community. All of our award winners, congratulations to every single one for just your dedication and your commitment to the immigrant community here. Ricardo, do you want to do our closing?
The vice president is back there. She's shy. I just want to thank you guys both as MCs because you're the right people. Thank you very much. I want to thank them. Our musicians, it's hard to get good talent, but here in town we just happen to have it. So there they are. We haven't done good credit yet. So Lauren, library, you organized us, hosted us, you do the job. And to say, I remember, Tom couldn't be here today, but I remember the very first time we had it, he said, we're not here to ask you for money, and we're not here to make you feel guilty. We just want to do good work. And that's what we've done together, so let's go out and eat and celebrate. Thank you very much.